We'll return to fountain diving for pennies right after this word from our sponsor. Hi everybody, come on down to the Hammock Hut. We got all types of hammocks all the time. We got long hammocks, short hammocks, couch hammocks, bed hammocks, chair hammocks, you name it, we got hammocks. If it's a hammock, we got it, because we're the Hammock Hut. So come on down to the Hammock Hut and put your butt there. That's right, come on down to the Hammock Hut, and don't forget to put your butt there. Huh. That makes me want a hammock now. Wonder what else is on. That fountain fishing show is starting to suck. Stay tuned for the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Coming up next. Ooh, good. A new show. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast for the final Saturday in July. That's right, it's Saturday, July 27, 2019. I'm your host, Andrew Rhodes, here for the long haul of the thing. That's right. Now, what do I got to talk about this week? Well, the first ever Monster Rancher farm game, good news, it's getting a port. That's right, it's going to be ported to some new systems. Nintendo is facing a class action lawsuit over the Joy-Con drifting. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Fire Force is going to be coming back with episode 3, however, it's going to be heavily modified. Yeah. Pokemon Duel is set to end its service in October. The Kyoto Animation fire is still a topic to talk about, and this time it's some good news on the horizon. Well, some good and bad news, but mostly good, as the bank account that was opened to help get funds for this has raised over 620 million yen in 2 days. And on top of that, according to police, all 34 victims have been identified. However, the names have not been released, with the exception of one that was released by their family. So there is that. Toei Animation has produced a Jurassic short film about dinosaurs, and it's going to be getting a streaming debut on YouTube in mid-August. This is going to be fun, and I know at least one of my subscribers that should get a kick out of this. And Zoids Wild is getting a second season starting in October. Oh boy! This is going to be fun. All that, hopefully nothing else, because it's like 7 topics. I think that's enough for one podcast, don't you? Maybe more, who knows? Something might happen. All this week on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. But before we go any further, you know the song and dance by now. I'm sure you do, but let's just sing along at home if you know the words. If you're in the mood for any oddities, weird stuff, collectibles, what have you, feel free to swing by my eBay page, ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. I got a wide variety of this stuff, and honestly, it's pretty fun. One person's trash is another person's treasure. And you always need something to talk about to break the ice when people come over to visit for the holidays. You know, the holidays are soon upon us, and Thanksgiving will be here before you know it. You're going to have some type of an icebreaker to start the conversation with creepy Uncle Ted and Cousin Bob. Hell, Cousin Bill might even stop by. You're going to need an icebreaker. I mean, you can't just put a game on or turn on a parade or put a movie in and hope that everything's going to go well. Well, maybe you could. I don't know. I don't know how your family dynamic works. Mine's usually screwed up around the holidays, but that's another story for another time. Anyway, feel free to swing by my eBay page. Once again, that's ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already here on Web Designer 18. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever my newest videos drop. Remember to select all videos, that way you know when every video gets dropped or modified depending upon which videos you want to listen to. I'm pretty sure you can do that now because I've been seeing reports about that on YouTube. That's pretty cool. So if you only like the podcast, feel free to get notified when this one comes up. Though, hint, it's usually on a Sunday. If you want to know when the other videos pop up, just click on the bell icon. And don't forget, you can also follow me over on Twitter at OtakuRhodes, and you can also check out the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. Because, you know, it's cool, man. It's hip, it's neat, it's jive. I watch too much 70s stuff. Sorry. That's just the way the world works now, I guess. Okay, so I got a nice little quick how did my week go here. So Puzzles and Dragons has a new thing going on right now. It's another one of their fever ranking dungeons, and I didn't do too badly on the first one, the third one basically here. I got like, I'm pretty sure it was in like the 20 percentile, but I didn't check to see what the final is yet. They're still calculating it, so it's probably going to go down a bit knowing my luck. As for the fourth one, it's a 7x6 board, which is usually my bread and butter because I have characters that do a 7x6 board. I know a lot of people that play that game don't like the 7x6 board, but it works a little easier for me because I try to finish it as quickly as I can. I don't like the drawing out type of battles. It takes too long and gives the enemy way too many chances to have the upper hand, so I'm used to the 7x6, but it's just the fever system that these dungeons work on is that you have to get certain colored orbs and you have to remove a certain number of those, and it's difficult to get a higher up amount of points. The highest I've gotten so far, I think it's like 14,000 was like the highest score I've had, and that was sheer luck that I even managed to get that. So yeah, it's a pain in the neck. But there was that. But then Thursday, oh, I gotta talk about this. My mom's gonna be loving this, and somebody out there is gonna be saying, wait a minute, I saw you said something on Thursday about this. How come you didn't mention it this time around? So I'm gonna talk about it. So I go down to this local convenience store almost every day, unless it's pouring down rain or if I'm working night shift. I go down to this convenience store. I usually get a 44-ounce soda or the next size lower when I have to work the next morning, because otherwise I'm wired most of the night and I'm not getting any sleep. And I usually take the side streets and the back streets to, enjoy the scenery and kill some time. Mostly to get out of the house, and usually during the summertime get some fresh freaking air. Wintertime, it's straight down and back because it's dark out. No point in taking the scenic route because you can't see crap during the night. So it's straight down and back. But summertime, let's take the scenic route. It's going to be a little cooler. Because we drive with the windows open because our air conditioner doesn't work in the car. So it's like, yeah, let's just do that. So we're taking the scenic route. And we're going by this one church, and we're just past the entrance into their cemetery. And crossing the road is, I swear to God, one of the Ninja Turtles. Either that or Gomora found its way to Japan. Or found its way to America from Japan. I don't know which. Or Gamera, or... Basically, it looked like a kaiju from a Godzilla movie. I'm not going to freaking lie on this. This son of a bitch was huge. And I'm thinking to myself, no, this isn't right. And my mom's like, it's trying to cross the road. It's hot as crap out. I mean, it's not like freaking heat wave hot, but still, it's unpleasant. It's slow. And it's at a spot that nobody's going to be able to see it to react in time. A car can easily go over the embankment. So I'm like, no, let me see if I can get out and stop it, and help it across. There's no cars coming the other way. There's no cars behind me. I'm like, yeah, let's just do this, see if I can help it. Nope. I go... just gently, touch the shell to, let it know, hey, I'm fine. I'm not going to hurt you or anything. That son of a bitch snaps at me and gets a good foot off the ground. It's like jumped a good foot off the ground. And I'm like, okay. I ain't touching this turtle. So I just kind of like, when it jumped, it slid over enough so that it's in now the middle of the road, literally. Not just my lane, the middle of the roadway. So I get back in the car and I, go around it. The car that came up then behind me is kind of looking like, well, what the hell is it doing? And it kind of just saw, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I see what it's trying to do. It's trying to be nice. Yeah. So what did I learn from this? Well, I definitely learned you don't piss off the 7th Ninja Turtle, Luigi. I have named it the 7th Ninja Turtle because that thing jumped a good foot off the ground. I did not get an official measurement. I sure as hell was not about to try that again and give it a second shot. It was hankering for a hunk of my ass. I was certainly not about to, give it what it wanted. And my mom heard it snap. I saw it jump. I know it got about a good foot off the ground because I jumped about a good foot back. So I know for a fact that it got at least a good foot off the ground. I didn't get an official measurement of this, but I wasn't about to stand around and try to give it a second shot at me. So yeah, I ran into the 7th Ninja Turtle. So let's get this figured out here. There's at least 7 Ninja Turtles now. You have the four main brothers, Raph, Leonardo, Donatello, and Michelangelo. Then you have that girl Ninja Turtle from that live-action series. I think her name was like Laura, Serena, or something. Selena, I don't know, whatever the female one was from that Fox Kids series. You have the one that they mentioned in that one Shin-Chan episode. I think it was Solario the quadriplegic. That was in that Shin-Chan episode. Happiness Bunny's Revenge. So that's 6. And Luigi, the pissed off Ninja Turtle, makes number 7. So I have met the 7th Ninja Turtle. His name is Luigi, and Luigi's pissed. I don't know what Luigi's power is, but he can get a damn good foot off the ground. Luigi can just do whatever the hell he pleases. I'm not about to get in Luigi's way. I'm wondering if Luigi was trained by Shredder and not by Splinter. I just don't know. But either way, yeah, it was an interesting Thursday night. Now it's just Thursday night. Friday was uneventful, and today was pretty much uneventful too. We watched Pixels. It's an alright movie. I mean, I can kind of see where people were getting some crap out of it, not liking it, but in all honesty, it's not a bad movie. But it is one that you could definitely sit there and go, no, wait a minute, I don't think, nah, I don't, I think it was mostly felt like a cobbled together movie, but yeah, it wasn't bad, I'm not gonna lie. Though I had already saw how it ends thanks to CinemaSin, so the ending was made even more creepy when you actually watched the movie. But still, it only cost me about $3.75 because I got it at Walmart, so I'm not really too pissed about it. So yeah, that was pretty much how my week went. Let me know how your weeks went in the comment section. I always like hearing those. I always like finding out how everybody's weeks went. And let's get into the podcast, shall we? Alright, so way back in, I think it was 1997, I think. Let's see, was it 1997? I think it was 1997. Hold on a second here. I know it's in here somewhere. Yes, 1997. Okay. So way back in 1997, the game Monster Farm came out. This would be what most of us in the West would know as Monster Rancher. And Monster Rancher was not a bad series. It wasn't it was a horrible toy to collect. I won't lie about that. I remember getting the little really miniature figurines, and honestly, they weren't anything to write home about. They were fun, but they weren't anything to write home about. However, the series was good, and some of the games were okay. I remember playing Monster Rancher Advanced on the Game Boy Advance, and I found a glitch that there was an entire tournament you couldn't even do. Not to mention the, oh yeah, we're gonna go look for this, like, legendary creature that's supposedly roaming around somewhere, and you try to beat it, you're supposed to be able to, like, catch it or something. Yeah, that's bullshit. I never got a massively powerful creature that you summon via the disc. That was bullshit too, and I could never beat the damn game. So that was all total bullshit. That was the game that lied upon its premise. But the original Monster Farm, though, is apparently going to be getting a port for newer games. It's going to be getting a 2019 port. So here's the thing. Now, this isn't the latest Monster Rancher game that's been developed. The latest entry is called My Monster Rancher. It's a smartphone game, debuted back in 2011. I'm assuming it's still going yet. I don't know. I didn't even know there was a Monster Rancher smartphone game. I'm going to have to see if my tablet can take that, see if it's even available. But anyway, the official Twitter account for Koei Tecmo's Monster Rancher, or Monster Farm franchise, as whatever you want to call it, revealed that the game is going to be getting their they revealed it's going to be getting a port, but it did not reveal which platform is going to be receiving the port. But it used the Japanese term normally used for digital releases. So you figure it could either be the PS4, Xbox, or the Switch. I'm probably going to be going with the PS4. I don't know why. I'm just kind of thinking they're going to go with the original was on the PlayStation, was on the PSX. I'm assuming it's going to go for the freaking PS4. I don't know why Sony just hasn't gotten their head out of their ass and just did the PlayStation Infinity yet, but we'll get to that at some other point. I'll do a rant video on that. But anyway, the first series debuted, debuted back in '97 for PlayStation console. It tasked players with raising a variety of monsters to fight in tournaments, with the game deciding how to raise the monsters, which then determine how the monster fights. However, the notable feature of many of the games in the series is the ability to generate a random monster dependent upon discs that the player provides for the game to read. To the best of my ability finding this up and doing some research on it prior to tonight's episode, was that you could take like a CD, and the game would say, you know, please insert a disc or something, and you would pop like the CD into the disc tray, close the lid, and it would read the disc, and it would pop out a monster from that. Then you put the game back in, and it would play the game then. And I'm thinking to myself, that's kind of cool. Now, I can't be 100% sure that's how it worked. That's what I've been finding out. But still, that's kind of cool. That is neat. I'm not going to lie. That is pretty damn cool. But still, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad game. It's basically your standard digital pet in a way. I never played the original, and like I said, the only one I've ever really played was Monster Rancher Advanced, and it wasn't that great. Honestly, that was a piss poor game at best. Yeah, it was fun. The battle system sucked. The raising your monster was oh god, that was a shit show and a half. Oh yeah, you can have some of your former monsters retire from fighting and become coaches, but then after like 2 years of in-game time, they're gonna leave you and you're gonna be right back where you started again in up shit creek. You could go on adventures to gain strength and walk around and find stuff, and it never amounted to what it was promising. It was promising me an adventure that I would never forget, and it lied miserably through its teeth. However, this game, though, did inspire a 73-episode TV anime series that ran from 1999 to 2001. I actually remember watching this a majority of the time on Jetix. I remember also catching it. I think Fox Kids had it for a time. Don't quote me, but I remember watching this on a Saturday, and I remember watching this on TV. I think it was Fox Kids. Because I remember the opening for it. I was transported to a faraway planet, a world where monsters ruled. I loved that opening for it. That was a kick-ass intro for this series. But yeah, so it's basically gotten itself, it's going to be getting a port. So it's kind of nice they're paying homage to the original series and the original game after all these years. Although, I guarantee you players probably, like hardcore players, would still probably have their memory cards and their original PlayStation or PSX to play this thing on. Now, yeah, I don't know if they do or not, but still, the fact that you're going to be getting this as a port isn't a bad thing. That's actually pretty cool. So, yeah, that's a neat idea. I wish more games would go about doing this, especially older ones. There's half a dozen games that I never got to play for my GameCube that I think Nintendo could port over. There are some games that I guarantee you people enjoyed playing on some older systems that they can't play anymore. Like, oh look, we have like stuff from the PlayStation era, PlayStation 2. You have stuff from Nintendo. They've already started doing this. They had the Virtual Console, but now they've gotten rid of the Virtual Console. They've been coming out with their own like classic systems. This is something that I don't think would be a bad idea to do, and they should do it more often. Let's have a port for the newer thing, but make it a digital download port. Make it that, oh look, you can download this digitally from our store, you buy it and download it to your system. I don't think players would have an issue with that. That seems to be the way games are going anyways. You're going to have to download them all anyway. You're not going to have physical copies anymore. But the fact that there's just like a bunch of games you could play from like the PlayStation 1 era, the PlayStation 2, the GameCube era, the Xbox era, a lot of those games could be played, especially some of them that were extremely hard to find and extremely rare. I know I had one that was called Gotcha Force for the GameCube. I got it at my local GameStop for like $10. I sold that thing on eBay when I got rid of my GameCube. I think I got like a cool $60-70 for that thing. So I made a decent profit on it, and I had fun playing it. Basically, it's a whole bunch of toys that come to life and basically battle it out in, like, small areas, like a desk, a small little like stadium area. It was really cool. I'm not gonna lie, it was a fun game. Yeah, there were some instances where it kicked my ass, I'm not gonna lie, but it was a fun game nonetheless. But still, it's stuff like that you could easily get, especially with Nintendo Switch getting the newer version later this year in August, and then having their Switch Lite coming out later this year as well. It's not exactly that bad of an idea for them to have this, let's do some backwards compatibility. And they could even throw this over on the Switch too if they wanted to, but I don't know. I'm kind of thinking it's going to go PS4 or be like a PlayStation game only. I don't know. Still, it'd be cool no matter what they decide to do. I think it's a great idea either way, and I wish more games would do this. So, yeah. Honestly, it's not that bad of a concept. I think it's going to be cool. I know hardcore fans that probably have kids now that they don't want them playing their classic PlayStation system. They're probably going to look at this and go, hey, when the port comes out, we'll play this together. I'll show you how I used to do this old school style. And it's like they can just share a moment there. It's like, no, this is how I used to play this game. It's the exact same game as how I used to play it. Boom. That's the secret to playing this one. I think it'd be pretty cool. So there is that. I mean, that's not a bad idea to me. I really think it's pretty neat. And it's funny though, speaking of Nintendo and video games, Nintendo is facing a class action lawsuit over their Joy-Con drifting. Now I've been hearing tales about this all over YouTube, all over Twitter, and honestly, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. In fact, I still don't know what the hell they're talking about. So, for those of you who don't know what this is, apparently, the law offices of Chimmels, and I do apologize, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, but then again, I have never been able to pronounce any law office correctly to save my life, except for Krasno, and Onwadinjo, and that's just because it was the simplest name, and I saw the commercial half a dozen times. But Chimchills, Schwartz, Kriener, and Donaldson Smith filed a class action lawsuit against Nintendo of America in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Washington on July 19th. The lawsuit alleges that the Joy-Con controllers for the Nintendo Switch platform are defective and have a tendency to drift, or input movement commands from the joysticks to the console without input from the user. I guarantee you Nintendo's going to look at this and just go and laugh it off, because they're coming out with a newer version in August. This is honestly, they're just going to look at this and go, yeah, this ain't going to get past nowhere. The lawsuit lists complaints, though, from users of the console from many websites, and notes the personal experiences from the lawsuit's lead plaintiff. The plaintiff's left joystick on the Joy-Con controllers that came with his Switch reportedly began exhibiting drifting after 11 months of use. He returned the unit to Nintendo under the console's 1-year warranty. After 3 months of use, the refurbished controllers he received reportedly exhibit the same drifting again. Additionally, the left joystick on the plaintiff's extra set of controllers began to drift after 13 months of use. The extra set was no longer under warranty, and both sets of controllers ultimately became unusable. The plaintiff then purchased replacements for the left controllers. The lawsuit seeks a jury trial in order to prevent Nintendo from continuing further alleged unlawful business practices, relief through a recall or replacement program, buyback of the devices, damages, and attorney fees. Excuse me for a second, because at this point, I would like to say the following. And this is the point where we tilt our heads back and laugh. Ready? Ready? You're taking on Nintendo, okay? These people have the balls to shut down a Mario-themed go-karting attraction because it's copyright infringing on their property. They are not gonna give two goddamn craps about your, oh, you have a problem with your Joy-Cons? Well, screw you. We're coming out with a new system in a few months. Those sons of bitches are going to be useless to you anyway. What do we care? I just get a kick out of how they want, like, Nintendo. They want a jury trial. This isn't even probably going to make it to a jury trial. If it does, it'll be a miracle. In order to prevent Nintendo from continuing further alleged unlawful business practices. That is pretty much Nintendo's thing right now. Anybody remember the Wii? They had a lawsuit over that, over the motion detection and that. They had the Wii U shit that happened. You had, going back again to the Wii, you had the people that were having issues with the strap around the Wiimote that would fly off your hand and smash and destroy TVs. God knows, I remember seeing the video of that one person up at Best Buy. Oh my God, that was funny. For those of you that didn't see that video, let me give you the basics of it. They were playing a demo. The Wiimote flew out of their hand and smashed the TV, and they walked away. And their buddy was filming this whole thing, and they're like, dude, did you just catch me on camera? Yeah, and I think they saw you because they're walking over. Oh, dude, shit, we better get out of here. And they decide to walk away thinking they're going to leave. But it didn't work that well. I don't think they actually had to pay any damages or anything. I think they just ruled it an accident. But still. But you have, I mean, for God's sake. Okay, you have the Nintendo Switch Lite's coming out on September 20th. The new model Switch version that has a longer battery life is going to launch in mid-August in North America and late August in Japan and early September in Europe. No one's gonna give two craps about the Joy-Cons. They knew these little things were going to break. And you got how many months of use? I mean, is this continuous use? Semi-daily use? Are you using this like every other day? Are you using it heavily? 13 months of use. It's a game controller. It's a game controller for a system you paid about $250 to $300 for. It's a game system controller. Why do you think half a dozen of those exist all over the world? This isn't the, oh, we're just going to up and, make one controller. This is the controller to end all controllers. No, it's going to break. It's going to wear out. It's going to have malfunctioning issues. I had a freaking PlayStation 2 controller that I had. I had my PS2 for at least a few months, and the controller broke. The left joystick just completely crapped out on me. I had to go find a replacement. And that's when I started getting some extra controllers for different things. I got a wireless one. I got, a couple extra wired ones. You can get replacement and backup controllers. They sell them almost everywhere. That's their whole business model, morons. They're going to buy these things. They're going to have multiple replacements because, oh crap, there's a problem, sir. The system isn't going to work. Well, what's wrong with it? The controllers are going to break after a while. Make them easy to get their hands on and plop them up almost everywhere. I guarantee you we will sell a crap ton of them then. Brilliant idea, sir. Brilliant idea. That's why you're in charge. They know the controllers are crap. They don't care that the controllers are crap. As far as they're concerned, you're still buying the system. You're going to buy the busted controllers. Or they figure you're either going to look up a video and repair them. They're going the Bethesda route on this, people. This is the Bethesda route. It's like, look, we know we put something out here that doesn't work right. We know we put something out that isn't perfect. You're going to fix it on your own. There's somebody out there that's going to show you how to do it. Why should we care? It just works. You want them to do a relief through a recall or replacement program, buy back the devices, damages, and attorney's fees? The attorney's fees will pretty much be court costs, which will be part of any settlement you get, morons. Damages, you ain't, unless they destroyed your Switch, best of my knowledge, you can buy another controller and it will work just fine. Kiss off. Buyback of the devices? Yeah, I don't see that happening. And a recall or replacement program? Okay, that's a possibility. But again, I want to stress the following. They're coming out with a new one in freaking mid-August. They're coming out with a new one in less than a few weeks. There's a new version of the Switch coming out with a longer battery life. Do you not think they're going to give a crap about recalling old systems, defective controllers, or anything else? No! Because as far as they're concerned, we don't have any use for that crap. We're pumping out the new crap. Why do we want the old stuff stuck in our warehouse for people to screw with? We don't have the time, the money, or the resources. They aren't gonna care. But apparently, there's like, what's it, 3 lawyers are representing the plaintiff in the lawsuit on behalf of all purchasers of the Switch and Joy-Con controllers. Switch buyers in the U.S. who wish to take part in the lawsuit may submit their testimonials on the website for Chemicals, Schwartz, Craner, and Donaldson Smith. I should pretty much just write that down and give it to my supervisor at work, because I know he's been having an issue with his freaking Switch and the Joy-Con controllers. Just go, hey, is your Joy-Con controller doing that drifting thing? Yeah, here, there's part of a class action lawsuit. Here you go. This is the law office that's doing it. Just fill out your testimonial. You can become part of it. I don't know if you're going to get anywhere, but just add your name to the list. Maybe it'll make a difference. He won't do it. I know he won't. He doesn't even like talking to me, so what the hell does it matter? That's not even worth my time. But still, I mean, Nintendo's coming out with a new version. This class action lawsuit is pretty much not going to go anywhere. If it does, it'll be a miracle. But Nintendo's coming out with a newer version of the Switch, and the Switch Lite's coming out on freaking September 20th. The Switch Lite's going to have damn Joy-Cons attached to it anyway, so what the hell difference does it make at that point? It's a fruitless effort, people. Seriously, it's a fruitless endeavor. I don't know. To each their own, I guess. To each their own. Alright, so good news out there for Fire Force fans. The anime has resumed broadcasting with the 3rd episode. So, for those of you out there that missed last week or don't know what the hell is going on because you've either been busy, living under a rock, or you just decided to take some time away from anime, in which case, I understand. It's not up for everybody. It's a lifestyle. It's not I'm just going to get into this casually. No, this is a lifestyle choice. Fire Force, out of respect for the Kyoto Animation fire, took a break last week because of what happened. They did it out of respect. The fire at Kyoto Animation, it killed 34 people and injured another 34. It was a massive fire, and they did this honestly out of respect for them. So what the premise of the show is that this group of firefighters, they're called Company 8, Special Company 8. Spontaneous combustion seems to be an ongoing thing, and what they do is they go around, they try to stop it by cleansing the soul. Basically, they have to kill the person that spontaneously combusted or the life form, and that's what they do. But last week's episode was delayed. Honestly, I'm going to say this again. I said it last week. I was concerned that they probably weren't going to continue the series. It was a strong possibility because, keep in mind, it's a show about fire. This could obviously be something that could hurt a lot of people in the long run. There could be a lot of, upset individuals about it. I'm really happy that they didn't go that route. That was like the nuclear option. I'm glad they didn't do the nuclear option, so that is a good thing. However, it didn't come out of this completely unscathed. So while it is going to be resuming the broadcasts, they are heavily modifying the episodes. Especially episode 3 is going to be heavily modified after the Kyoto Animation fire. So, what we're doing here is simple. They're going to have an altered flame color and altered narration. So, what does this mean? I haven't seen it yet. I usually watch it on a Sunday because it premiered on a Sunday, but apparently it comes out on a Friday. Would be nice if they would make this stuff correlate with one another, because they said the 7th, and I watched it on the 7th, and that was a goddamn Wait, no, no, wait, no. No, yeah, no. Yeah, hold on a second. The 7th was a Sunday. Yeah, yeah, okay. It said the 7th. The 7th was a Sunday. I watched it on the 7th. So, yeah, but either way, the 3rd episode is going to air, but unfortunately, it's going to have edits. Massive edits. In consideration of the recent fire at Kyoto Animation's first studio building. The anime is going to change the color scenes with flames and the narration. MBS, the channel that airs this, did not note any further episodes other than the 3rd episode that required edits, but stated from episode 4 onward they would deal with similar situations accordingly. Toonami is going to start premiering this as of this week. It's going to be premiering at midnight on the 27th, so you'll find out about it. You can watch it on Toonami. If you DVR'd it, you can watch it. But honestly, I'm glad they didn't cancel it. I really am. It getting modified, I'm a little weary about that. It's not exactly a bad thing. A lot of that stuff happened. Look at the 9/11 terrorist attacks. When that happened in the U.S., they heavily modified shows left and right. There was movies that had to be reshot to remove the Trade Center towers. There were TV shows that were preempted episodes because there was like buildings being destroyed. I know Mobile Suit Gundam got a huge amount of slack for this. They actually got, like, a lot of episodes were removed from air. Hell, I even think it got stopped airing entirely for a while just because of that. So it's not unheard of that an episode will get massively edited. But the fact that this is an entire series, it's supposed to run for at least 20 some episodes. I think they said it was like, hold on a second. I know it's on here somewhere. I think they said it was going to run for like 20 some episodes. Okay, it does say, I think it's going to run for like 24 or 26 episodes. It's going to be at least in the high 20. It's going to be like in the 20 episode range. It's already stated it's going to run for that long, so we're at least looking at double what a standard anime season is now. But the fact that if episode 3, due to one incident, is already going to be modified, they're claiming that they're going to do it as it occurs. I'm kind of seeing this as we're going to be modifying this heavily down the road. So whatever the original idea for future episodes could have been, probably isn't going to be now. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. In all honesty, you're going to have to do it regardless if you want it to air. It was probably the choice. You probably had one of the two choices. It was either modify the episodes and you could put it back on the air, or we just end it now. And after 2 episodes and all the money they put in for advertising and things like that, that would be a death sentence. For whatever production studios, for the advertisers, that's a death sentence. Because they could be looking at this and going, well, that was a tremendous amount of money we just took a loss on. I mean, now granted they would understand why, but still, at the end of the day, they're not going to be happy about it. I don't think anybody would. They'll be happy, you know, they won't say anything outright about it, but you know that they'll be one of the few people out there that'll go, well, there went a tremendous amount of our, hard-earned profit straight down the toilet. So, I don't blame them for going this route. Like I said, it was probably one of the two choices they probably had. It was probably, look, you have one of two options. A, you can put the show back on, but you got to modify the episodes. You got to change the color of the fire. You have to change the narration. You have to change some stuff about this, and we're gonna be watching you do this like a hawk, because that's the way it kind of seems here. Because if MBS, the channel, is claiming that they're gonna be doing this from episode 4 onward, they will deal with similar situations accordingly. That means that they're getting heat from higher up. And it's basically, here's the deal. You're modifying the episodes. We're going to be watching you like a hawk to make sure that you modify the episodes. And if we're not happy with how you're modifying them, we're going to come out and tell you. And I honestly see that as probably one of their main driving forces. Is probably like, okay, look, we have no choice here. So there is that. I'm not really up. I mean, like I said, it's a bummer in a way because you kind of want to know what the original was going to be. But in all honesty, I'm just happy the show didn't get canceled. I really am, because it wasn't that bad of a show. I kind of want to see where it's going. They kind of left a huge mystery, kind of sitting there wide open. It's like, how did the fire happen that killed the one character's mom? Why does he kind of have that creepy smile? Everybody considers him a devil. Is that like just part of his personality? Is there like some reasoning behind that? It kind of hinted that there was another person that may have started that fire that killed his mom. There was another fire force member or firefighter that he had met when he was a kid that kind of held his hand. It's like, this is, there's just a lot of questions that they still had, that they basically put down on the table when episode 2 aired. And it's like, here's the deal. Here's the episodes. Now let's do this. And it just makes you think, okay, now they put the episodes out, and now let's see this. So, yeah, but apparently it premiered on July 5th. I thought it was the 7th, but alright, screw me. I watched it on the 7th, so who cares? But, yeah, it's a good show. I like it. I'm happy it's not canceled, I'm going to safely say that, but altering the color of the flames and narrations, they're basically going to be heavily modifying the episodes after this. I understand why, believe me, I get it, like I said, but at the end of the day, it's one of those, you understand why they're doing it, you're alright with why they're doing it, but then at the same time, you wonder what the original was going to be like, and how this is going to affect it down the road. I can understand it for episode 3, because it's, the immediate aftermath of this. I mean, we delayed it a week because, this happened out of respect, so it's mostly a how is this going to affect it down the road sort of deal. But now that we're getting to the point where it's like, oh look, it's, episode, let's say, 18, and it's like a 23 or 24 episode series, we're kind of getting into that question of, I wonder what the original would have been like, because they probably have modified this completely by now. And it's like, gee, I wonder what the original was like. It just makes you wonder. I mean, it's probably not going to be bad, but it's just one of those, you kind of wonder what the original had to offer that the modified version has to offer. It's a give and take sort of deal. It's not a bad thing, and I want to stress that immensely here if I may, but it's just one of those you're going to wonder. You honestly are. You're going to wonder after a while what the original was going to be like versus what you basically got. And honestly, I feel sorry for all the people that lost their lives in the fire. I really do. I understand the reasoning why it was delayed. I understand the reasoning for the modifications of it. I understand it. Like I said, I'm looking at this from an anime fan perspective as well. It's mostly just I wonder what the original would have been like, sort of deal. Yeah, I mean, no disrespect or anything. It's just one of those, you're going to wonder it down the road, because it's going to affect it heavily and more heavily down the road than it is right now. So, I don't know. But, yeah, I'm just glad it's back. I really am. I'm glad it's back. Alright, speaking of Kyoto Animation, let's just tie these two in here together if I may. So, here's some good things about here. So, there have been a lot of GoFundMe campaigns, a lot of charity donation campaigns, some fundraising drives over in Japan. A few studios have kicked some money in and started up some GoFundMe pages to help the studio either rebuild, pay some expenses out, help them out in any way they can. NHK reported on Friday that as of 3 p.m. Japan Central Time, or Japan Standard Time, the bank account for Kyoto Animation that they opened on Wednesday to accept donations after the deadly fire at the company's first studio has raised 620 million yen, or about 5.7 million US dollars. The account has raised 274 million yen, about $2.3 million from 14,000 sources as of 3 p.m. Japan Standard Time on Thursday. The company is going to give the funds to families of the deceased and injured victims of the fire, as well as for rebuilding. There's multiple reports yet as to what exactly they want to do with the building. Do they want to tear it down? I mean, I read somewhere that the president of the company was thinking they should just tear it down and make it into like a little, just like open space. I don't know what exactly their plans are with that. I don't think anybody does. That's probably still up in the air yet. Kyoto Animation stated on Tuesday that it will post information on its website about other fundraising activities on the studio's behalf after it confirms them. With updated information on Friday. On Friday, with links to other organizations that are raising funds for the studio, including Animate, T-Point Japan, and the Japanese Animation Creators Association, or JACA, and the Association of Japanese Animators, or AJA, or the AJA, basically. Sentai Filmworks' GoFundMe campaign to help Kyoto Animation and the victims has raised more than $2 million as of press time. It raised $2,228,520 American. And they set that up almost immediately after the news broke out about the fire. They instantly set that up. And there were people that were claiming, oh no, Sentai Filmworks isn't going to give them the money. Don't give to the Sentai Filmworks GoFundMe page. Well, I get that a lot of GoFundMe pages and a lot of crowdfunding stuff does end up getting screwed over. I will look at the freaking Bobbit example till I am blue in the face on that. Google it if you want to know more about it. That still pisses me off. I doubt highly Sentai Filmworks is going to do this. They worked closely with them a few times. I doubt highly they were going to screw them to the wall. This was a tragedy. They felt it. Everybody in the anime community felt it. It was just disrespectful for some of the people claiming that, oh, well, they're not going to give them the money. Don't give to that. Don't give to that GoFundMe. That was a little disrespectful in my opinion. The Right Stuff retailer and licensor additionally announced a project on Thursday where people can donate to Kyoto Animation's bank account through Right Stuff's website. Right Stuff said it is collecting the money until August 31st and then will transfer the funds through a one-time international transfer, which there's usually fees for those, but I get the feeling that when they explain this, they probably have already asked, hey, you know, is this going to be possible for us to be able to do this? And they're probably like, oh yeah, that's not a problem, that's not an issue. They're probably like, well, we have to pay the fee, we understand that, we don't mind. They probably like, look, we'll waive the fee for this. You're doing it for a good cause, we'll waive the fee on it. That's not going to be a problem. We'll eat the fee on this one. It'll be our contribution. We'll eat the fee. So I don't know if that's how it went, but I would assume that they probably aren't going to be paying a transfer fee for this, because there's usually a transfer fee for sending funds over. But I doubt they're probably going to be paying that. They probably got a pass on that because of why they're doing it. Right Stuff stated it will also make a contribution itself. Oh, okay, and will cover the cost of the wire transfer. Okay, I still don't think they're going to be having to pay a cost for this, honestly, because I get the feeling that they're going to look at this and go, look, we're not going to charge you for this cost. But if Right Stuff's already stating that, look, we're going to make a contribution ourselves and we're covering the cost of the wire transfer, they know what they're doing. So they got that figured out. They got that nailed. And all this, the background on this is just, it's still horrific. Even reading it now, it is still horrific. You can easily listen to my podcast from last week. Listen to last week's podcast, the 20th. I go into detail on it. You can also Google it. There's multiple videos on it. I am planning a special video when the Anime GBU kicks back up for Season 2. There is going to be a special video before that comes out dedicated to this, so be on the lookout for that. That's going to be my contribution. No, there won't be any images, sadly, because I still want to avoid the possibility of copyright infringement, even in a situation like this. But yes, it's going to basically be I'm going to do like a nice little review of some of their series that I know of, so there is that. And I do know of a few of them. After going through what they did, I do know of a few of them, and this also gives me a chance to check out some of their other ones and give decent thing for that. So that's going to be, my contribution. I can't donate physically. I don't have the funds. I don't have the extra money. I really don't. But speaking of the Kyoto Animation fire, the police have identified all 34 of the victims who died in the animation's fire. However, they have not yet released the names. Though one family did. However, I'm not going to say what the name is. You can Google it. I know that there is an Anime News Network article on it. I did see it. I chose not to do it because I don't want to reveal the name. The family wanted to put the name out, so it is up on there. I'm just going to be a little respectful because they haven't had the funeral yet, and they're waiting. The police are actually waiting until all the funerals are completed before they release the names. So there is that. Kyoto Animation did hire a lawyer to handle all the public communications about the incident. They said on Wednesday that in order to prioritize the families of the victims, the company does not plan to release the names until after the funerals are over. 15 of the 34 victims who are injured, 15 of them have serious injuries. Some victims have yet to regain consciousness, and some are still in serious condition. Honestly, the number could rise. I'm not going to lie. They are not out of the woods yet. The 34 victims could still rise. I'm not going to lie. But I know one of the victims was identified. There is an Anime News. If you go onto Anime News Network through any of the links, that's pretty much where all my topics are from this week, is from ANN. If you go onto their site and you just go through their news section, it is in there. You can find it. You can read up. I read the thing on it. I feel really sorry for the person. They sounded like they really enjoyed their job, their family. For everything that I've read on it, I was just really moved. But still, I'm not going to say the name out of respect. I know the family released the name to not have that reason, but if you can Google it, Google it. It's that simple. I don't really want to say it. But police still have reported that they've identified all 34 of the victims through DNA testing that died in the fire at Kyoto Animation's first studio building. They do plan to reveal the names, though. So they will reveal all the names. So either way, it's going to get revealed, but it's already been revealed by the family. So there is that. But still, I mean, out of this tragedy, it's just nice that there is some goodness and there is some good news coming out of it. Because I'm not going to lie, this was horrific. To say the least, this was horrific. My heart still goes out to the family and the friends of the family, the co-workers, the employees, everyone involved. I know I'm not alone in that. There's many, many people that love anime that just... Our hearts dropped. I'm not going to lie. When we were reading this, at least when I was reading this last Thursday morning, my heart dropped. I could literally feel it hit my feet. It's horrible. What happened was very tragic. It's a horrible, and it's just tragic. There's no words that can really explain it, and you try your best to come up with some, but still, I feel for the victims. I feel for the families. You will have my sympathy till hell freezes over and back. And I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. So there is that. But otherwise, there is some good news coming out of this. They are getting a lot of donations, so that is a good thing. They are at least going to be able to pick up the pieces from this. It's going to take them a while. That's a no-brainer. But still, it's nice that this isn't just going to be a once and done, nobody's going to help them. This is honestly showing how big the anime community is, that they're willing to help regardless. So it's really nice of them. It really is. Okay, so Pokemon Duel. This is actually an interesting topic. So now, I came across this little app a while back. I never got the damn thing to work right, so I never bothered to go any further than just, oh, it's a Pokemon app. Okay. It sounded pretty cool, but I could never get the damn thing to load. It's like, oh, well, we have to download like this amount of files, and then when it downloaded it and I go to try to play it, it just kept crashing and never worked right. So I'm like, all right, screw this game, I don't care. Well, it's shutting down its server. It's ending its service on August 30th at 9:59 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The app's already ended sales of paid items, including gems, so the game's coming to an end. And the kicker is, the game only came out in January of 2017. So this game is literally just a little over 2 years old. So I'm getting some reminiscing flashbacks here to Digimon Heroes. The game that I royally went on a bitch spree about, like, I think it was like 2 years ago. No, not last year, but the year before, when it was ending service because, oh look, we're ending our service, we're ending the game service because we are. It was Bandai Namco's call. So I'm getting some massive Digimon Hero flashbacks here. I just feel sorry for all the people that were playing this game. But this is the kicker, though, with this. Now, as many of us love these mobile games, at the end of the day, there's always that hanging sword over our heads. There's always going to be that weight of, oh, crap, this game could technically end. They could just stop doing the app. They could stop updates. They could just call the service done. They could disable the server. And that's always the threat that we have hanging over our heads. It's true. The premise for this game, according to the Pokemon Company, they describe the app as follows. You build your party of Pokemon figures and play against your friends in Pokemon Duel. Free to download for iPhone, iPad, and Android devices. In Pokemon Duel, your objective is to deploy your Pokemon figures on the game board and move them to the goal in your opponent's territory to win the game. You have to reach the goal before your opponent reaches theirs. Yep. So, basically, it's chess. It's over-glorified chess. And, honestly, I don't understand why it's ending its service. Besides the fact that the Pokemon Company is coming out with Pokemon Masters, you have that coming out, which a lot of people are going to be playing the crap out of. You have Pokemon Go, which is still going, but that's Niantic. You have so many other Pokemon games, apparently, so yeah, I kind of see why they're probably getting rid of this, but still, it's just the fact that you have all these people that probably played this game, and they were probably playing it daily with their friends, and it's like, well, the game's done, man, I don't know what we're going to do. It was a fun game, but it's over. They're ending it. They're pulling the plug. They're yanking it. It's done, man. It's done. It's done. I'm sad. It's done. I feel for them in a way because they got screwed. And like I said, I'm getting a massive amount of Digimon Hero flashbacks here. Because that's the same thing that I felt. Oh, look, I'm going to play the crap out of this app. Hey, I'm having a fun time playing this after you finally get a decent amount of Digimon and you finally get some decent legendaries. You get a freaking legendary rare, add that onto your damn team, and you can finally start doing some decent stuff and having a damn blast at this game. Then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, we're yanking the plug. Wait, you're what? We're yanking the plug. It's done. So they're ending this on October 30th at 9:59 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the English version. The Japanese version is going to be ending on October 31st at 9:59 a.m. Japan Standard Time. So either way, that still sucks. The app originally launched on April 12th, 2016 in Japan and launched in English on January 24th, 2017. So, the Japanese version's gotten a massive, at least 3 years to play this game. The English have gotten about 2 years. And what sucks is that, oh, they get like, you're probably thinking, oh, they're getting like an extra day. Nope, I kind of think they're shutting it down all at once. Because remember, they're at least a day ahead of us over in Japan, so yeah, I think they're just shutting it down all at once. Which still sucks. That basically means it's the end of an era, it's the end of a game, and another one bites the dust. And no, I'm not going to start playing the Queen song. Honestly, I'm saddened by it. It bugs me whenever any game ends, especially nowadays, when you figure, oh, servers and everything else, they're probably thinking, well, yeah, that's why we're ending this. The server costs are astronomical. We can't afford that crap no more. Nobody's playing it. We're not making any money playing this. Did you ever think of possibly adding some new flavor to it? Maybe it's too bland and boring and nobody wants a piece of it. It's simplistic, you know. Let's figure out a way to improve it here a bit. Try that. No, we're just going to yank the plug, go something else. Alright, screw it. What the hell? It's just, you know, it's just a game. Why not? But yeah, like I said, I understand it. It's not fun, but I understand it. I feel for the people that were playing it. But it's what it is nowadays. Because that's, like I said, a majority of the games are digital now. And it's going to eventually come to the point, especially for those of us that like app games. I love playing Puzzles and Dragons. But we have to remember that there's going to come a point in time when they're not going to make any, when Gung Ho is just not going to make any more money on Puzzles and Dragons. And they're going to look at this game and go, you know, it's bleeding us dry. We got to ditch it. However, I don't see that happening, at least not for the foreseeable future, for many, many reasons. The first of which being the fact that they have so many characters in the Japanese version that they could easily port over to the English version. I'm looking at the Dragon Ball characters. I'm looking at a majority of the other characters. Port their butts over to the English version. I guarantee you, you will have a massive, massive influx of cash suddenly coming in from people buying gems and the magic stones. They will buy those things like crazy just to try to get their hands on that character. So there is that. Not to mention the fact that they do have a dedicated Twitch stream, which they just had something up last night. There was a Twitch stream. I didn't watch it. I don't do Twitch. So I don't do Twitch. I don't do Twitch. I don't know why, I just don't do Twitch. But they had a video up for that. They always have ranking dungeons on. They always keep it fresh by changing up the stuff. Stuff's usually up for like a month. The special ones are up for like a few days to about a week and a half at the most. So yeah, it's understandable. You're gonna have this happen. You're gonna have, eventually, an app is gonna end. However, I think when it ends, when it's only like 3 years old, it's either A, we didn't give it enough of a chance, or B, we gave it enough of a chance, but we're just not making bank on this. We wanted to be making 50, 60 grand a second, and we're not making that. This game can kiss off. You're never gonna hit Pokemon Go epic levels of money. You're never gonna have that massive freemium gaming quality that you have had in the past. People have gotten wise to it now. They're not gonna fall for it twice. When they can get the same thing somewhere else cheaper, or more to the point, they can find a better version of it, they ain't gonna pay for it. Or if it's, oh look, this character, you know, is available in the game, but it's like $60 for a different shade of the same character that you can get in a drop. Yeah, microtransaction, not worth it. I mean, look at Fallout 76. They were charging at launch $18 for the color blue. For the color blue. $18 for blue. Yeah. I love pulling back Fallout references out of my ass. Those are always fun. But yeah, needless to say, it's sad when a game ends. It really is. But yeah, there's not much you can do about it. It's the end of an era for a reason. It's sad. I'm not gonna lie, but still, it is what it is. And that's all that there is. Well, yeah. Alright, so here's an interesting topic that I know one of my subscribers and one of my good friends that I like to talk to on here. I can safely say friend. I pretty much talk to you. I pretty much talk to them almost all the time. I think Cap will get a kick out of this. I'm not gonna lie. I think Cap will get a kick out of this. So, younger members of Toei Animation are producing a short inspired by real-size Kosei Butsu Zukin books. Basically, they're making a short anime titled Jurassic. It's going to debut streaming on YouTube in mid-August, and Toei Animation is streaming the trailer for it. I saw the trailer. It's not very long. It's really cool. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty neat what I saw of it. It's, honestly, it's pretty cool. Basically, dinosaurs are in the world, and it's just a regular everyday occurrence here. It's actually pretty neat. Most of the staff for the anime are comprised of the younger staff of Toei Animation. This anime is also the first in a series of new projects for the studio featuring the younger staff. The real-size Extinct Creatures book, picture book that this is based off of, is inspiring the anime, and I know I'm going to mispronounce this. Tsuchiya is serving as the anime's Extinct Creatures supervisor. It's kind of cool. I mean, there's like, I'm assuming a pterodactyl on top of a walkway. There's a Tyrannosaurus Rex in front of a building. There's a whole bunch of little lizards in that. It's cool. It's dinosaurs. It's a massive amount of dinosaurs. It's freaking amazing. It's totally cool. I mean, it's dinosaurs. What the hell is it cool about dinosaurs? Dinosaurs are always cool. That's why the Super Sentai series seems to roll back to dinosaurs every now and then. It's like, oh look, we've got Zyuohger. Or we got Zyuranger. Okay, that's fine. Then we got Koruger. Alright, that's cool. They had Abaranger. Hey, alright. Then it went to Zoo Soldier. I think it's the new, or Roo Soldier is the newer one that came out. They go back to the dinosaur theme after a while, and it's not a bad way to do it. And honestly, I like it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, dinosaurs are cool. I'm not gonna lie. And an anime based on dinosaurs, the only thing that would even come close, and honestly, it's a piss poor close at best, but I would go with Dinosaur King. I know, I can feel the taste in my mouth the minute I said it. That's about the only thing I can think of that is basically like this, but this is so much better. I mean, this is leaps and bounds better. It's going to debut streaming on YouTube in mid-August, so that's really cool that it's actually just going to be streaming straight up on YouTube for people to see. This honestly is what I think a lot of anime should be nowadays, especially for those people that don't want to do like Crunchyroll or Hulu or Verve or stuff like that. No, let's put it out on YouTube, but then put it behind it's private until like a week later. Then, because you can pull it up for free then on all the other channels, then you can watch it on YouTube if the other channels aren't your thing. Just wait a week. You're still a week behind because you can't watch it for free on the other ones. You have to watch it either by having, permission, or you got to watch it with a shit ton without ads. Otherwise, you got to watch it with ads in a week. Just put it up on YouTube and put down it's private until a week later. Boom! Then it's put up. I mean, the Gundam franchise does that, or is doing that with all their Gundam series. Gundam Build Fighters was put on YouTube. Gundam Build Divers, or Build Fighters Try was put on YouTube. Build Divers was put on YouTube. It works out so well because, look, they can watch it on YouTube. We're still getting, monetization. We're still getting ads because, look, they're still checking out the series. They're watching it. Look at the view counters if you want obvious answers to this. Because they're going to go to YouTube because YouTube's algorithm, first off, it adjusts automatically depending on your internet speed. So it can drop the quality of the video down so it'll load. You're still able to watch it even if you have a piss poor internet connection. You can still watch it. But on top of that, you can interact with fans in the comments. You can enjoy yourself while watching it. It works out so much better. So for Toei Animation to be putting this up on YouTube, I think is a huge step in the right direction, and honestly one that they should be thinking of for future anime projects down the road. You know, let's think about this for a moment. We can put this up on YouTube like a week after it freaking airs. Plop it up on YouTube for free. Might not be a bad idea down the road to consider that, Toei. But either way, this looks cool. This looks amazing. I want to watch it when it comes out. When it starts streaming in mid-August, I want to check it out. This looks freaking awesome. Okay, so I know at least about a year ago, I talked about Zoids Wild, the anime series that was going to be the next in line for the Zoids series. I have since been able to watch a whopping 6. Count them, 6 episodes of Zoids Wild. And that's not for a lack of trying. That's for a lack of, I can't find the damn thing. I have checked Hulu, I've checked Crunchyroll, I've watched all 6 of the episodes so far on YouTube, because they're the only place that I've been able to watch it. And one of them I had to watch raw, that was episode 6, because that's the only way I was able to watch it. So still, I'd like to know what happens. It was like an X amount of episode series, and I've only seen 6 episodes so far. That is not enough for me to get a decent idea as to what the hell's going on. I mean, I got an understanding, but I want to know more. Yeah. But anyway, it's getting the 2nd season. Yep. That's right. Takara Tomy began streaming a teaser promotional video to announce that the 2nd season of the Zoids Wild anime, Zoids Wild 0, will premiere this October. Yep, that's right. We're getting a new protagonist, though, in this one. The tagline reads, "The future of Zoids begins from zero." As the tagline indicates, the 2nd season features an entirely brand new story with a new main lead and Zoid units based on Takara Tomy's robotic model kits, which are amazing. Okay, some of the newer ones are amazing. The older ones leave a lot to be desired, and I really, really, really wish I hadn't destroyed that one that I got at that flea market by accident. It fell down the damn steps. When I found out how much that thing was worth, even put together, I started to bang my head on a table. $6,000 for a model kit that I got for like $5 at a flea market. In the box that I put it together, it was worth $6,000 out of the box and put together. In the box, well, let me put it to you this way. The price that I found in the box and sealed, which was how it was when I got it for $5 at that flea market. Oh, God. I could pretty much, I wouldn't have to worry about working. $500 million. Okay, $500,000. That was the going price for one on eBay. I don't know if it sold for it. But for God's sake, when I saw that, I just started banging my head. Because I knew exactly which one it was. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, son of bitch. And I just banging my head on the table because I knew I had it. I knew I had it. I don't have it anymore. Nope, it kind of broke. And I'm just banging my head on the table. But yeah, the little model kits are cool. The story is going to center around a boy named Leo Conrad, who is skilled at modifying Zoids. The other characters showcased in the video include Joe Osaru and Lieutenant Colonel Diaz of the Republic Forces, as well as Squad Leader Ryuki, Sergeant Shell, and First Lieutenant Red Death Giryu of the Empire Forces. Okay. The video ends with Leo's big brother-like comrade Buzz Cunningham and Sally Land, a girl who holds the key to Earth's rebirth with a mysterious pendant. Kind of make me wonder what happened at the end of the original Zoids Wild here. The visuals shown here in the article feature Leo's ZW-25 Beast Liger and Ryuku's ZW-26 Cannonball. Two kits which went on sale in Japan, which is pretty cool. Other ones are going to be coming out on August 24th. Wait, oh no, okay. I think the other ones might be out yet. Tucker Toei will provide more information on the anime at their convention. Sorry about that. At the 2019 event, they're at the C3 AFA Tokyo 2019 event in Chiba's Makuhan Messi venue on August 24th. So this is pretty cool. A new Zoids Wild manga is launching in September. Issues of Shukaken or Shokukan Monthly's Korokoro Comics magazine in August 10th. So it looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. They launched the franchise back in 1983. They announced the Zoid Wild franchise in February of 2018 with anime, manga, toy model, kit line, and Nintendo Switch game. Those all I remember. The first television anime season premiered in July of 2018 and ended this past June. Cool! So it's over. I've got to see how it ends now. I've got to find it. This is going to be cool. Let's see here. They have down who directed it and everything else. So it's pretty cool that it's getting a second season. I'm not going to lie. It's neat that the first season had to have done so well that they're getting a second season for it. The new main lead, new Zoids, whole new premise, new story. The fact we're actually getting a decent look at this, even in the trailer, looks pretty unique. And now this time we go from, because I remember the basics for the protagonist in the last one understood diddly shit about Zoids, and now we're going to, this one, the new protagonist is skilled at modifying Zoids. So it's a nice little, complete 360 sort of deal here. And that's actually not a bad idea. I like that. I like that a lot. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm happy it's getting another, I'm happy it's getting another season. I'm ecstatic about that. That's great. Alrighty, and that's going to do it this week then for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. It has been a blast being here with everybody. Thank you all, by the way, for your questions for the Q&A video. I'm going to be recording that shortly after I'm done wrapping up the podcast here. Don't forget, if you have any topics you'd like me to talk about, feel free to drop them off in one of the many places, either on the discussion section, on my YouTube channel, on the comment videos, but just make sure you post down in parentheses podcast topic, on my Twitter page, @OtakuRoads, on the Web Designer 18 Facebook page. Yeah, that's pretty much the 4 places you can drop them off. Feel free to do so if you feel like you have a topic that will make a good topic here for the podcast. I did get one, but I'm going to wait a little bit on that because I'm waiting to hear a little more information because there isn't much available right now from what I've seen. I'm waiting to hear a little more yet before I talk about it completely. So it'll probably be like a couple more weeks, and I'll probably have enough information then to do it. But it's not like it's going anywhere. It's still going to be fresh in a couple weeks. It's not stale or anything already. So yeah, that's going to pretty much do it this week then for the podcast. Like I said, thank you all so much for your questions. I will be recording the Q&A video. And don't forget to tune in for this month's reboots, remakes, and retcons, which will be premiering also this week. So look forward to that. Until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Bye, everybody, and have a wonderful week.